Let's make a wreath today using plants right from our own garden. They are free. And who wouldn't want to save some money right around this time of the year, right? If you have narrow leaf plants, which are called conifers, then they are great for making wreaths with. Same with broadleaf plants. Why are they great? Well, just look at them. They are still looking lush while other plants have gone dormant. These guys are known as your evergreen plants because they are beautiful above the ground every season. After harvesting, I like to rinse off the plants for bugs and soil. Interestingly, you can also make use of dead branches and twigs. They are great to use as accent pieces, but always make sure they are safe to use first. So we have two different varieties of junipers. Here's one, here's another one. We have Chamaecyparis, false cypress, Loropetalum, and this is a banana shrub. And it even has beautiful buds. And right over here we have pine cones. These pine cones were actually harvested by my son and me years back. I painted some of them. I'm not sure if these are the ones that were painted. Anyway, there were just a lot of pollens inside, so I put them in the water to rinse them off. So they look like this now, but once they're dry, they're gonna open up. So the only thing I actually had to buy this year was this. I don't think this is made specifically for a wreath. I just picked it up from Walmart, but yeah, any wire will do. The one that they had as used was a lot thicker than this one. So we're gonna try and see how it will do. And then you'll need a wire cutter. I just got this from let's see, what's that store called? Harbor Freight. It was very inexpensive. Finally, we're going to use this as our wreath bone. I don't know how to say it. Originally got this when I took a wreath workshop, I would say 2020, 2021. So it's been a while. I just kept it because, you know, it has beautiful structure, of course, and I knew that even if I don't have anything on it, I could still hang it up and it'll still look beautiful by itself. I don't do wreaths often because, as mentioned, I just, you know, I can just have this hanging by itself and would be very happy with it. But this year I thought that I would go ahead and challenge myself to see if I can remember everything that I did. What good way to make it by using plants that I already have in the garden. Like this one, I wanted to prune some of it off anyway, so this is a good way to repurpose your plant, your clippings. Let's do this together. So this is actually my second time making a wreath, but this is my first time doing it myself, so please do not judge. Let's get started. So this video is not really about making a wreath, more of how you can use your plants to make a wreath, plants from your own garden. But if this is your first time making a wreath and you've never done it before, you've never, you know, seen videos and all that, I can show you briefly, but please know that I am not at all an expert. So we'll do this together if this is your first time. So first, you can inspect to see which side you want to be the top. So if I were to do this, I think this might be a good spot to be the top. So I'll have to keep that in mind. And then when you put your plants, What you want to do is, this is the important thing. So this is too long, so I'm going to cut it in half. You want to be able to bend it. So since this is the, I think I mentioned this is the top, we're going to do this. And we're going to go ahead and secure it. You can wait until you get the next one, but I think because this branch and the other branches are a little too big, I want to make sure that I have a good hole. So you don't want to cut the wire yet until you get it to how you like it. Oops, see how? And not a good idea to wear what I'm wearing as well, because it keeps hitting it. All right, then where are you? Just go around a few times, and then, oh no, it's not wanting to stay still. Maybe this is the wrong kind. This, it was saying it's a floral wire. So I'm just gonna come here and crisscross it like this. Not sure why it's not doing a good job. Okay, we're already running into trouble. Let's see. Maybe I did get the wrong kind. Yeah, I think it's because it's too little. Or it's too thin. Okay, so now you know from my experience to get the bigger wire. And when you're happy with it, now you can just snip it off. Something like that. And then the next one, you're going to put it over the previous. So wherever the end of the stem is, not where the shoot is, but where the cut part is. So you'll put that like this, and you'll just keep going like that. And you keep doing the wire stuff. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll just put it on time lapse so you don't have to watch me struggle the whole time. When you try to like fix or tie up the wire, you just make sure that it's in the back like this, so it's not very visible on the other side. If you want a more of a fuller wreath, you'll just, you know, make them closer, bring this closer to there. But I meant to use this other juniper instead of this one because I don't have too many of this variety, but I didn't think about that. So I have to make it looser, otherwise I won't have the whole thing going around. So let me do another one for you so you can see. If you have something like this sticking out, you can bring it, well, you'll have to cut it, I think is the best, because otherwise if you want it to bring like this, you can see that it's moving this way. So we'll cut that part out. there. I'm gonna cut the ugly end right there too. The shoot didn't look too good. And I'm really disappointed with this wire. It's coming out again. It's slippery. I think that's the main issue here. I know you guys are experts. You have probably made lots of wreath before. And you can probably see or know that it may not be the right wire to use. And then we'll just, this one's a different color, so I'll just keep that. This one looks like it could go right here really well, so I'll wait and use up all the other ones first. All right, here it is. So I went against the rule in this section. I think some of you may have already noticed when I was trying to put, the one that was bending, I was like putting it right here to go with the curve. But as you know, that wasn't the way that I was supposed to do it. So anyway, I had to improvise and went the opposite direction, the direction that you're not supposed to do. But I was able to cover it up pretty good. So what you can do to fix a mistake is to use the other plants to cover up those spots that you don't like. So these other plants I'm going to be using as accent plants, and in doing so I'm just going to strategically put in spots that I would like to hide. Like you can see there's brown, you can see the wreath bone exposed still. Now if you like your wreath simple, something like this, and you do not mind, then that is fine, you are done. This looks good. It looks very simplistic and all that. Now I like it simple like this too. However, today I will go ahead and add these other plants as accented features to this wreath. So I think having a touch of purple, reddish will look nice. Just makes it pop a lot better. It just elevates the wreath, in other words. But like this, still beautiful, still simplistic. For those of us who would like to add more, I'll just show you how I go about doing that. When you use something like this is a warm color, it's going to make that area pop. So yellow will make that area pop. Now this will make it pop too, but it is in the cooler color. So it will pop, but if you were to do a black and white picture, it will be a darker color. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use this other kind of juniper. I think I will make another wreath and use this as the base. I will be using a few of these as an accent feature, and of course we'll add some of the pine cones. Some right here. This is where you just use whatever you have before with the wire. You just insert it into that spot, or just any spot that it can go into snugly. Maybe something like that. I do see that you can still see the brown. So let me do this just so that this will stand out because you have the brown. The brown, it might not stand out as well. It'll just blend in with the other, with the brown of the skeleton there. All right, so that looks better. And you know, you can always take it out if you don't like it. Look at it. If you don't like it, take it back out and redo it. So it's not like a one and done. You can't fix it and make it better. Now I like to rinse the plants first before I make the wreath, so that way if there are any bugs hanging around, a lot of it will have gone into the water, or they're out of the plants. I don't know about you, I just don't like bugs in the house. All right, so you see there's a bald spot right there. I think I'm going to go ahead and use one of these. It'll be in, I think it'll be fine. The fun part is inserting these different accent plants that you want to use as accent plants. All right, this is what it looks like at this stage, and I think I love it. It looks really cool. What do you think? So the pine cones will, you know, once they become dry, they'll expand. So the only thing I have left is to use some of the banana shrub. So we'll do that as our final step. And I think I'm gonna put it like right here, just to hide some of the stem or the branches, the bare branches. So these are fun to do because you just have to insert it like that. Instant cover up. I like symmetry, so I have to tell myself to not make anything very matchy. Well, see what I mean? I end up making it more symmetrical. All right. Well, this one is not. Let's cut that out. Maybe you can use more of this. Now, I don't know how long the banana shrub will last, as you know, in a wreath or in an arrangement like this. Hopefully it will last a while. And what you can do is spray the wreath with water maybe every few days. So you see, you can change. Even though initially you thought you wanted another way, and then you realize that it might look better doing something else. The inserting is so much better than the wiring part. All right, we are finally done. So what do you think? I love it. Oh, here's one that's coming through. Yeah, you can play around with it, keep working on it to make sure everything is secure. But I think it looks really good. I am surprised actually that it turned out this good. It's simple, just a little bit of embellishments with the accent plants that were used. I call accent plants because I wanted to use them as accent plants, but you could use the banana shrub as the base plant going around if you wanted to. But in this case, I more or less, I think it has become more of a helper to the original conifer for the whole arrangement here. So the accent plants were used to mainly hide what you might not want to see. The hard part was actually doing the wiring, you know, just securing the wires, making sure that they secure the plants really well. And as mentioned, it would have been better to use a bigger wire size. The one that I have kept slipping on me. So this project only cost me $2 and something cents for the wire. Everything was harvested from this garden at one point or another. Most of them, except for the pine cones, were harvested today. And it is so nice to be able to harvest from your own garden, right? So if you have some evergreens in your garden right now, you might want to try making a wreath. I think it'll make it look so much better, and it's better than buying an actual wreath, you know, that's already made, because it would be something that you made on your own. It just has a story to the wreath because you put in the time to do it. You know that the plants came from your garden. It just makes it more satisfying to, you know, to be able to repurpose the plants that you already have. So yeah, I would recommend it. I know that if you don't have the actual wreath skeleton, you'll have to go purchase that, so that's something that you'll have to spend money on. I think they're not too expensive. It just depends on where you get it and how nicely it's made. Anyway, this was a fun project. So with that, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful, and until the next one, I hope you take care. Bye for now.